This is what is so important, is that this is why purity culture is a false, as I want to go as far as to say is an idolatrous vision of God that our churches have bought into, that elevate marriage to a spot of idolatry. Because we think it is a higher form of intimacy and knowing. And what Paul and the scripture and what Jesus is himself doing is confronting that with a different vision that says both. And if Paul would say he would like weight it towards singleness, would because you get to cultivate a version of what it means to be human that you're gonna experience for all eternity. And you're doing that before.
You get a glimpse of it on earth. That you just don't get in marriage.
But I was actually listening, I was listening to, and I should say listening, I was reading a queer theologian, a celibate gay Christian theologian. And what they were saying is that both exist to point beyond themselves, that singleness now feels like a sacrifice because it is. You're not experiencing the full, like a version of the oneness, but you are experiencing the eschatological reality that all of us will experience in the present. But it's pointing beyond itself in the longing for the oneness. And then they were also saying that if you're married, you experience a oneness that points beyond itself, that's not fully complete into the eschatological vision that you are right now just catching a glimpse of in your marriage.
That's
really
that's super helpful.
Profound.
So like you pushing, they both point beyond themselves to something else. And I think that this is the most important thing that we can say about creating a sexual ethic around Jesus, is that Jesus says that his sexuality points beyond the present experience towards a kingdom that is coming, crazy enough. That the kingdom that is coming, that is already but not yet, because Jesus is bringing to the world, the way that he experiences sexuality is pointing to that thing that is coming. The already but not yet,
That's
the
so
longing
cool.
that we have, that we then get to right now. As the Apostle Paul would say, we know in part, but then we will be fully known as we are fully known, as he says in 1 Corinthians 13. So like right now we are knowing just in part, and we're only going to know one portion. If we're single and we're called to like a vision of singleness for a season or our whole life, we experience a version of being known that we get to cultivate. And if we are called into marriage, there's a version of intimacy and knownness and oneness, ihad, that we get to cultivate in this time. But both point beyond themselves to the thing that is coming.
So good.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, like it, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you can stay tuned for all of our content.